Welcome to the Homebuyer Success Academy, where our goal is to help you get your dream home for less than market value. In this presentation, we will go through some frequently asked questions, some market strategy, how you should approach the home buying process, what you will get with the Homebuyer Success Academy, and what to expect if you select me to represent you. I want to stop the struggles and failures you may be having and create success in your real estate journey. So let's get started. I want you to meet Sarah. Okay, Sarah came to us as a newbie. It's her first home purchase, and she's from out of the country. She's not even from here. She's from France, and she was having a very difficult time understanding our market and how things worked and where she should be, and it was very, very daunting for her and overwhelming. And she was looking for kind of a diamond in the rough, a needle in a haystack, if you will. She wanted a big property that it could house her family when they came from France to stay for an extended amount of time, but she also didn't have the biggest budget for that. But what we did was we implemented our strategies, and we were able to find her the ugliest house in one of the best neighborhoods. And not only that, but we got that house $120,000 under market value. So she had full range to renovate that house for $120,000, knowing that for a minimum $120,000 that she would be able to protect her equity and her money, right? But obviously with market increases and also increasing her equity with the upgrades that she did, she's always going to be one step ahead and creating that wealth for herself and for her family. Meet Zach and Heather. Zach and Heather are actually second time repeats with us. We actually got them that house on the top the first time, and they went through and they remodeled it and were able to make a really good sale on it. But anyway, they came to us because they were struggling with finding the right house in the right neighborhood in the right school district. They were very specific about a school district for jobs and for other things that they wanted for their family. So they came to us and we identified a builder. We went to that builder and we actually got $80,000 off of the purchase price from that builder. Now, in that neighborhood for that size house, it is the lowest price to sell in that neighborhood. So they are immediately walking into equity for their family for that house, right? And then not only that, so we got $80,000 off the purchase price from the home builder. And then when we sold their house for over market value. So they made more money than they thought. They paid less than they thought, and all of that combined, they actually now have a lower monthly payment than they did with their original house, right? So they're on a strict budget. They needed to really make it fit, and they were willing to move most of their equity from house one to house two, which helped. But because we're able to negotiate both sides, lower purchase and higher resale, we were able to get them a lower monthly mortgage, even though they had a higher interest rate. Joe and Jenny. Okay, Joe and Jenny were very specific. They were living in a tract home out in Natomas, and they were really looking to give their family more space, and because that's what they grew up with. They want their kids to be able to go outside and explore, and because they had that, and they have such fond memories of it, and their kids are already wanting to do it. So they're like, let's jump on it. Let's try to find it. But they were struggling to find it on their own. They couldn't find a house that was big enough with enough space, or they were finding a house that was too big with too much space. And it was just too expensive at that point. So they were having trouble. So they came to us. We got them into our strategies and teaching them what to do and how to look at the market and where to look. And we actually found a great size house for them, a newer house on 4 acres of land, just enough space for them in the neighborhood, in the community that they wanted. So they implemented our strategies and were able to find exactly what they wanted. So who is this for? Who is the Home Buyer Success Academy for? if you're a home buyer looking to buy your dream home and get the best bang for your buck, but you're feeling a little overwhelmed or intimidated, or you just can't find exactly what you want, this program is for you, right? These strategies are for you. You want to build equity and your personal net worth. Yeah, this program will help you do that. You have bad credit or little to no cash for down payment, we can help you with that. We have strategies for that. We have people for that. We have experts for that. You can also buy a house with no money out of pocket. We have those programs. We can teach you how to do that. If you're looking for a house that has the best value, it's in the neighborhood that you want, school district that you want, it's close to downtown, or it's in downtown, whatever your preference is for that house, we can definitely show you strategies to find exactly what you're looking for in those spots. If you're actively searching online, but you also feel like you need some advice, right? You feel like you're not quite learning on your own, or it's just not clicking on how you should be doing this, or offers aren't getting accepted, things like that. Yeah, this program will be for you. If you fear overpaying or working with a dishonest agent just looking for a commission check, yeah, we'll give you some strategies to help you weed out those types of agents and fear of overpaying, right? It comes from experience, comes from expertise. Hopefully through this, you'll be able to pinpoint those and spot those types of agents and move on quickly. If you searched online but are unable to find a home that fits your criteria and budget, yeah, or you've worked with an agent in that you don't trust. The agent's not responsive, lacks clear communication, that kind of stuff. Again, it comes with experience. It comes with the ability to take on a lot and also treat your clients like they are the only ones that you are working with. And we have the strategies for that. We have the systems in place, and that's what we can do. And you want full disclosure over every document, and you want to be given heads up about important changes or anything that's happening in the market, mortgage rules, those kinds of things. You're going to want an experienced agent, someone that's up to date, or keeping up on your own, but having the strategy to do that. That's what this academy is for. So a little about me. I've been in the business for a little over 8 years. I have over 50 million in sales. It's actually a little bit more than that now, but plenty of sales, plenty of experience, different markets. I have experience in the $2.5 million range. I also have experience in flips and investors and all of that. So closed over 100 transactions since the beginning. Since I started year one, I've been a top producer. And I'm in the Randall Watts Hall of Fame for sales in a year. And also I've been featured in many different podcasts and interviews and things like that. But one that I really like it's called the Sacpreneur Podcast. And if you go to Apple Podcasts, you can find it. Just search Sacramento Real Estate Investment with Randall Watts, and it'll pop up and you can give it a listen. And there's some a little more direct questioning there, and you can hear some more strategy in that podcast. So here's the truth. If you're struggling to find the house or to understand real estate and the process and what it takes, you're not alone, and it's not your fault. There's a lot that goes into real estate, and you need to find that process that's not just the same as everybody else, right? Or you're going to be getting the same results as everybody else. And that could be struggles, that could be heartache, right? That could be agents that people don't like, but they go through the process anyway because they don't know what else to do. Well, that's where we come in. We don't want that. We want real strategy. We want real implementation, and we want you to be treated with the best respect and create the most success that we can for you. So here's the golden question. How do you actually go about finding the best deal in the market, in any market? Let's get started. First, let's decide if you're ready to buy a home, right? That's very important. You need to decide if you're ready to buy a home, and it starts with getting a loan. Sometimes people start the process without guidance, right? And if you start without guidance, you're going to get frustrated. You're going to cause a lot of anxiety and confusion, and it's going to be for nothing, because this is the biggest purchase in your life, and you could avoid all of that just by going and finding an expert to help you, right? Or going through this academy and getting the strategies ahead of time, and spending 30 minutes finding the strategies and really implementing them for yourself. So let's think about this. What are some factors to consider to ensure you're ready to be a homeowner? First, let's talk about income and employment status, right? A lender is going to want to see a work history of 2 years. Now, this doesn't mean you have to be with the same company for 2 years, but you kind of got to be in the same field. So if you're a data analyst for company A for 1 year, and then you transition to company B as a data analyst for year 2, that's going to be acceptable. But if you're just kind of flip-flopping around different careers, different categories, a lender might not look at that as very favorable, and they might not count your income to qualify. But also if you're on payroll, they're going to want pay stubs, tax returns, that kind of thing. And if you are self-employed or you own your own business, get ready. There's a ton more documents that you have to go through, but we can do that on a personalized basis and discuss that with you for sure. Liquid assets. So how much cash do you have? It's possible to buy a home without down payment. There's down payment assistance, but you will still need some cash available, right? There's loan fees, there's real estate fees, there's inspections, there's deposits you got to put up. Even in VA, right? Even in VA, zero down, you still got to have some money around for those types of things. So just be prepared for that as well. One of the things you should know about is credit scores. Credit scores are very important when qualifying for a loan. Your credit score will tell the lender how risky you are, and is it good to lend you money, right? The higher the credit score, the better rates and better costs you'll get. And then also let's think about timing. It depends on personal factors, right? Financial readiness, lifestyle preferences. Are you getting ready to start a family? Are you getting ready to move? Are you relocating? What's your personal situation? And then let's definitely, you should consult with your experts, right? Before making a financial decision to purchase a home. Let's think financial advisors. Let's think real estate agents. Let's think family. Let's talk to people before we do this. Here's your frequently asked question. What score will you need to qualify for a home loan? Well, most lenders will get you a loan for 620, 600, even a 580, but a lot of times those end up being more expensive, and maybe it doesn't make the most sense to purchase a home when your credit score is that low. So, we want to look into credit repairs, things like that. But if you're 740, sevens, anything like that, you're going to get some of the better pricings. Your rate's going to be good. Fees are going to be less, things like that. So credit score is super important, and it should be something that you think about. But okay, if it's so important, what is it based on? So your payment history, the amount of money you owe, the length of your credit history, right? Payment and length of credit history, types of credit you've used, and your pursuit of new credit. If you're just going out and getting new credit all the time, that might not look favorable to a lender for you. Now let's see what you can actually get. In business and life in general, time is money. Most people waste a lot of precious time finding homes and searching for real estate that they may not qualify for. If you do not know what you can actually afford, you will likely cause yourself a lot of stress, frustration from wasted time and unmet expectations. Right? So the best thing to do is go get pre-approved by the lender. That's what we're talking about. Submit all these documents, get the tax returns, get the pay stubs, allow them to pull your credit, get some bank statements over to them so they can see your financial history and be able to give you a pre-approval for what you're qualified for. Now there's different types of lenders out there. There's big banks, which is Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Chase, those are the big banks. And then there's also mortgage brokers. And it depends on your situation who you should go for, right? They're all different. A big bank, if you have, say, a lot of money in that bank, you have some money market accounts, and you have some credit lines from your business and different things like that with, say, Wells Fargo. They might give you a better loan than anybody else because you're already involved in their bank so much that you already have such a credit history with them that they'll sometimes offer you better rates than anybody else simply because of your good standing with them within the bank. Or if you don't have that, a lot of times the mortgage broker is the best option because a mortgage broker will get information about all the banks, right? Wells Fargo can only offer you what Wells Fargo has available, but a mortgage broker can get Wells Fargo, Chase, they can get all of those, plus the credit unions, plus private lenders, plus all of these different things. And you can have an array of options and they can help you choose the best ones for you. Now, here's a couple of mortgage options that you can choose from. Fixed versus variable, right? Fixed is set for the 30 years. The rate is never going to change, so you always know what it is. And then variable rates, there's 3, 5, 7, and 10-year ARMs, right? ARMs are adjustable rate mortgages. And those are set for the either 3, 5, 7, or 10 years. And then after that, it adjusts based on the market, right? So sometimes you can get in for a really low adjustable rate, but in 3 years or 5 years, whatever it is, that rate could be doubled after that. So you got to be careful with that. Sometimes it's good to get in and then, you can increase your credit history, things like that, and then refinance to a fixed rate. That is definitely doable, especially if you're putting, say, like 5% down and you want to do the adjustable rate and get it lower, but be able to put more towards your monthly principal, and then refinance once the market has increased and you have more equity, and you can say that you have 20% market gain, and then you can get rid of mortgage insurance and all of that and get a fixed rate. That's definitely an option. So here's the 5 C's about credit, right? When was the last time you even checked your credit? I mean, sometimes for people, it's a little easier now, right? Every credit card company is kind of sending you, hey, here's your credit score, or Credit Karma, something like that. But think about when you're to increase or decrease, however it works, the things that they're looking at are your payment history, your credit utilization, your age of credit, credit inquiries, and total number of accounts. So let's think about those things, adjust those. If you're having issues, definitely let us know. We can put you in touch with experts or give you advice. And, if you need repair, we can definitely help you get credit repaired and get you from a 600 to a 700. It's going to take some time, but it's definitely doable. So mortgage options, like what's plan B if plan A, right, the big bank or the mortgage broker doesn't work out? Well, there's lender B and lender C, right? Those are or options, right? There's private lenders. You could potentially go after private money, but private money is a little more expensive, and it's not always the best. But some of the things we also strategize with is co-signers, right? Typically your spouse or partner that can help you qualify for the mortgage. Or, for example, we had partners, and one made a lot of money on his job, and one not so much. But what we were able to do was to remove all the debt from partner A, who made a lot of money, and put all that debt onto partner B. So then when partner A applied for the loan, they carried no debt, and they qualified for the mortgage that they really wanted for a house that they really wanted. So there's different things you can play with. However it works, that's definitely something that's doable. A guarantor, it's a rare situation, not always the best choice. It's kind of last resort, but that is an option. So what does the pre-approval process involve? It's going to involve your income, your assets, right? Cash and otherwise. It's going to be a credit check. They're going to go through all of that stuff, and they're going to see your financial history and be able to justify what you can afford monthly based on what your past has said and what you can handle financially, right? So what happens if I don't get it pre-approved? Well, you can approach alternative or private lenders, right? Their rates are typically higher since the risk is higher for the lender. You can go get a co-signer. Co-signers are great. We always recommend co-signers. It could be family, it could be spouse, it could be mom, it could be dad. It can happen. Those are great ways to get in. And then, of course, it's always best to consult an agent to see the best for pre-approval options. Find the right real estate agent. This is where most home buyers go wrong. They choose the wrong agent. The truth is that you could do everything right, but if you mess this part up, you could easily find yourself in a deal that could haunt you for years, right? Because agents in general are all doing the same thing. You get stuck in the same process. They're not offering anything new. They're not implementing any strategies, or they're not telling you what these strategies are. And that's where we want to come in, give you the strategies, take you through this academy, give you access to education, so that way you can always be up to date and pushing your agent just as much as they're pushing you. So finding the right real estate agent, what should you be thinking about? Well, experience number one, right? You want an agent who's closed some deals that has been through different markets. That's been challenged in different ways. And check for previous happy clients. That's testimonials, that's reviews. Find those things online, and then responsiveness. Is the amount of time the agent takes to get back to you, is it long? Is it short? Are they treating you with respect? Are they missing your emails or your calls? Are they never getting back to you? That's a red flag. Let's think about that. And agents should be aligned with your budget, neighborhood, and know values of the market, right? You should be able to trust their judgment wholeheartedly, right? When an agent comes to you and says, I found this house in this area, it meets all your requirements, and this is why, and it's this, and it's safe, and anything else, you should be able to trust that judgment even without necessarily knowing the neighborhood totally. Obviously, do your own research, do your own things, but educate yourself. But you should be able to trust the agent has your best interest at heart when they come to you with a property. The neighborhood knowledge. You want an agent that's knowledgeable, that knows the different areas, that knows the different neighborhoods, and has kind of overall economic knowledge, right? What's happening with rates, what's going on that could cause home values to go down or increase. Like what is happening in the market that could change where I'm at currently, right? 5-10 years down the road, what are we looking at? And attentiveness to you. Most successful real estate agents have multiple clients at any given time, but it's important for that agent to make you feel like you're their only client. Are they able to handle multiple clients but still make you feel like you're the only one, that you would think you are the only one, that you don't even know that they have other clients because they're always there, they're always answering the phone when you need them? Are they able to do that? And what's their value proposition? Are they just offering you what every other agent offers you? Just let's go look at homes, let's just go do this. Where's the education, right? Push them, and what is that agent offering you? So that's kind of what we want you to think about. Is it possible to buy real estate without an agent? Yes, it is possible. We don't necessarily recommend this, especially for first-time home buyers, because the process is complicated and it's super emotional, right? This is your house, this is your money, this is the biggest purchase of your life. You want the experience, you want the expertise, you want an agent by your side to help you navigate the housing market, submit legally and sound offers, and avoid overpaying for a property. Okay, what is the agent you hire responsible for? Your agent will show you properties. They'll do the offer letter. They're going to help you in negotiations. Your agents can also assist you on how much to offer for that property. The agent's role is a fiduciary duty, right? They're responsible for you and keep your interest at the highest level. How can you find the right agent? You can do extensive research, ask friends, ask family members, find an agent who provides value and showcases their expertise, right? Educates you, teaches you about the market and how you should be thinking about it, where you should be thinking about it, those types of things. And an agent that isn't afraid to guarantee risk reversal on your end, right? Are you happy? Are you not happy? If you're not, you can leave and no problem. There's no fees. There's no anything like that, right? We guarantee it. So does it cost me anything? Here's a common misconception. When you are purchasing a home, it costs you nothing to get an expert's opinion or even use an agent all the way through. It costs you nothing, right? It's absolutely free to work with a real estate agent as a buyer. This should be non-negotiable for any buyer, in my opinion. You should, even if you are super knowledgeable and you have the expertise, right? This should be non-negotiable for you because it doesn't cost you anything, right? And that person, that agent, might just know one little thing that you don't know that saves you thousands of dollars. It should be non-negotiable. The last thing that you want is someone else to get a better deal because you were working with an agent, whereas you ended up overpaying. All right, step 4, let's begin house hunting. When you house hunt, you don't want to make the same mistakes most buyers make. A lot of home buyers do not have the skill sets to correctly dictate whether a property is actually good or not. This can include choosing the wrong neighborhood, overlooking flaws, or making critical decisions to get the best deal, right? You can make or break the real estate buying process, and you don't want to make that mistake. To succeed in house hunting, you need a real estate agent that will help you hunt for houses, but also educate you. A lot of agents fail at this step. This way you can stay within your budget that meets your criteria and also gets you a great deal, right? It's a good idea to have a list of top priorities. An agent can also get you access to things you don't see online, right? These are for sale by owners. These are foreclosures, expired exclusive listings within a brokerage, something like that. You don't see them on the market yet, but an agent that's involved and an expert in doing deals, they will have those homes before they hit the market, and you'll have a chance to see them before that, right? Come up with a list of negotiables and non-negotiables. We want to find the home that's good for you, just not today, but like 5-10 years down the road, right? What does that look like for you? Kids, not kids, things like that. Are you downsizing? Are you upsizing? We want to be able to do that and justify it based on your needs and what your future holds. All right, let's begin house hunting. Let's think about location. Do you want to live in downtown or are the suburbs more important? Schools, parks. What do you want to be next to? What is the neighborhood that you prefer, right? Size. How many bedrooms, bathrooms do you need? Do you need extra space for an office? Are you looking for a loft? Do you need multiple garages? Is one garage okay? Or do you need 3, right? Those are big differences, and those, because that can change your area, right? If you want to be in downtown, but you want a 3-car garage, there's like 1 and 2 homes, right? Like, it's not a lot. So it's going to change your area on those little things that you need. So be upfront with those and make sure you know exactly what you're looking for. What kind of special features are you looking for? Do you need a swimming pool? Definitely better have AC. Sacramento summers are hot. You want that, right? Do you want an ADU? Or do you need an ADU, right? Do you need a bedroom downstairs? Those are important things, right? Need to make sure that we know those. And then lifestyle. Are you planning on having children? Do you have teenage children? Are you close to retirement? Is it important to live close to family? Are you looking for a 55-plus community? You know, those types of things. It's important because it can change drastically the area that you end up purchasing in, right? So just kind of footnote this. What kind of things what some of the things you should consider when shopping for a home, right? So price, square footage, the home condition. Are you willing to take on a fixer? Do you want to take on a fixer? You know, what does that mean for you? Do you have extra cash? Do you need a home renovation loan? Different things like that, right? Access to public transportation, number of bedrooms, swimming pool, you know, those types of things. You really want to consider that and decide your negotiables and non-negotiables, right? It's all part of that list. And who decides which property is right for you? Ultimately, you do. The agent is here to give you advice and recommendations and expertise, but ultimately it's up to you to make that decision that is best for your family. And how many homes should you see before you decide which one you want to make an offer for? Well, we recommend seeing as many homes as you can before you make the offer, right? We've had clients that the very first home they saw, they ended up purchasing, but that doesn't mean they didn't go see other homes, right? They saw that house and then a week later came back to it after seeing multiple homes and they're like, got to have that house. We've also had clients that have taken up to a year to find a house. It just depends. And, you know, we recommend seeing as many homes as you can. Can I just find homes online? Yes, you can. And you should be involved as much as process, right? It's a joint effort. But it is the duty of the agent to provide you with exclusive deals such as off-market properties, homes not listed online, distress, foreclosures, and in general, great deals, right? Still the agent's job to find that for you and to produce those leads for you. Step five, great. We found the house. Let's make an offer, right? So when making an offer, home buyers make mistakes, which can lead to missing out on great deals. Sometimes an extra $50 per month could lead to tens of thousands of dollars in equity gain over several years. Now, what that means is like you find similar homes, but one neighborhood is not necessarily trending up. It's just kind of neutral, right? And another neighborhood is trending up. It might cost you $50 more a month, but at the end of the day, or after 5 years, you're going to make an extra 25,000. That seems like a great deal to me. So just different things like that, thinking about the market, right? Making sure you're educated. Those are the types of things that you want to make sure that you're doing with your agent. A lot of buyers don't understand this process, and the offer submission requires skill and expertise. Yes, it does, to make a winning offer, right? Because sellers are motivated by different things, and it takes experience from an agent to be able to pick those things out and to create an offer that is more appealing to a seller than anyone else, right? Might not always be money. It could be other things such as a fast close or rent after the sale, things like that. There's different tricks and different opinions and things like that that a seller really, really wants that an experienced agent will be able to help you with. So the purchase agreement is submitted in writing after touring the property, right? Tour the property. Don't just make an offer sight unseen. You definitely want to walk through the property, get a feel for it, see if it's going to fit your family, and make sure it's the right choice for you. And then there's different things in the offer that we think about. There's contingencies, right? We have repair, appraisal, and loan contingencies. And those all come into play, and they protect your deposit that you end up putting in down on the property. So we want to make sure that we have those. And we also want to make sure we get some disclosures from the sellers about things that they've done to the property, any known problems, things like that. So price, when we think about making an offer and pricing it, it's going to be based on market supply, market demand. Where's the market right now? Is the market trending up? Is it trending down? Is it buyer's market? Is it seller's market? Those all come into play, right? And one of the things that an agent's going to help you do is determine the best price and have an in-depth conversation with the sellers and with you to minimize losing out on your dream home, right? And most offers, just so you know, they contain a small deposit, right? And this deposit is usually 1 to 3% of the purchase price. And this does get cash right away, right? If you get your offers accepted, you put up the deposit, whatever it is, it does get cash right away. And then later on, as you go through the process and you're about to close, that deposit then gets transferred over into part of your down payment. So it's still there, but it is your collateral that you're telling the seller, hey, I'm really interested in your house. I'm going to put this up, and it's also protected, right? So your deposit is protected by your contingencies. So if you find something on the inspections and you're like, I can't move forward with this house, you use the inspection contingency to get out of the deal, and you will get your deposit back. So it is protected. And again, going through the process with an experienced agent they'll be able to guide you through that process for sure. Negotiation. The seller can respond in one of three ways. They can accept your offer, they can reject your offer, or they can give you a counter offer. And all of those things come with different steps, different next steps, but they all come also with consideration, right? If you just get your offer rejected, it doesn't necessarily mean it's done. The ball's just back in your court, right? We might have come in too low, and we might need to just bring it up, right? Sometimes instead of making a counter offer and the seller competing with themselves, they decide just to reject and give you another chance to come up and, or discuss different options, with your agent. And when you're making an offer, sometimes you can run into multiple offer situations, right? Especially just recently during the pandemic, there was offers all over the place, and there was a lot of them on a lot of homes. And this is where competition with buyers submitting offers, and the most suitable to the seller is going to win. It doesn't necessarily mean highest price, but most suitable to the seller is, give them as many items as what they're looking for. That's going to be the winning offer. And our recommendation is to go with your best foot forward and remove contingencies and adjust the offer where it needs to be. This can be done with pricing adjustments, dates, contingencies, things like that. And it's important to have an agent experience multiple offers because, again, it's about the details. It's about getting down to exactly what the seller wants and being able to offer as many of those things that the seller wants as possible to get your deal accepted. Can you cancel after agreeing with the seller? You can. There is a chance you lose your deposit, but that's usually after contingencies. Most of the time, if you find something in inspections or the appraisal goes bad or something like that, you have a contingency to protect you. And so you can get out of the deal and keep your deposit. Who writes the offer letter? Your agent writes your letter on your behalf, right? So the purchase agreement, offer letter, same thing. You negotiate and speak with your agent and the seller and come to an agreement, and the agent then submits that offer of what you talked about on your behalf to the seller to have them accept. How long can negotiations go for? It depends and varies. It could be very quick. You can make an offer that gets accepted right away, right? Or it could be rejected and you have to resubmit, and then you resubmit, and it could go through counters, and different counters could be multiple counter situation where like there's multiple offers and then there's multiple counters, or it could be multiple counters in the sense that you submitted an offer, then they countered, and then you countered back and countered back and countered back. There's different situations like that, and all of that depends and creates the length of how long it takes to get an offer accepted. All right, congratulations. You made it to the final step of the process. When the time comes, a lot of home buyers can make a mistake and end up confused and spending more than they should on fees and expenses. This is because closing process is complicated and requires a lot of legal paperwork and has closing costs, right? It is the best result to have an agent who has helped close many deals in the past and has experience with a seamless, easy closing process. We're almost at the finish line, so you want to make sure you have all your boxes ticked. When you go through the closing process and complete it successfully with the guidance of a real estate agent, you'll be much more confident you made the right choice as you have eliminated a lot of the variables of failure in the journey. The peace of mind, excitement, and happiness you'll get from moving into a new home is one that it happens very few times in someone's life. So closing the sale, you'll also have a chance to review everything that the lender is giving you, all the fees, all of that stuff, and something that's called the closing disclosure. It's going to outline your final closing costs, your charges, your fees, your interest rate, all of that stuff, and your lender will send that to you at a minimum of 3 days before you close. During the close, the property title will pass from the seller to you. An escrow officer will oversee that process, which typically takes place at a title company, a management firm, or escrow office. Or even at your home, right? They can come to your home and have you sign and with a notary and all that. The escrow officer will ensure that all the necessary parties are there at closing, make sure all the documents are signed correctly, and that all the documents say what they're supposed to say and the fees are correct, and they go back and forth with the lender. Also, your agent is involved there, making sure all those fees are set and that they're lining up with the offer contract. During the closing, you have two major responsibilities: signing the legal documents, right, includes the signing, disclosure, promissory note, deed of trust, and certificate of occupancy, and then paying the closing costs. This may include fees from a lawyer, notary, title transfers, adjustment costs, home inspection costs, appraisal costs, all of that. That all comes into play at the end when you close. And then you have a possession date. You officially made it. Congratulations. Welcome home. And here's a quick little checklist. Make arrangements for your moving date, right? Get movers set. Switch over and start an account for electricity and gas. You'll have to do those things. Update and inform people, companies, Amazon. Make sure you're not sending Amazon packages to your past house, right? Change your address there so you make sure you're getting your things at your new property. Get your driver's license, IDs changed, change your mailing address, or forward your mail, right? Get your mail forwarded so that way for 6 months or whatever. You can also extend it with the USPS longer than that, but make sure you do it for at least a little bit of time so that way you can make sure you've changed your address on all your bills as they come in. And then let's think about some monthly costs. Mortgage insurance. If you put less than 20% down on a property, you must pay a mortgage insurance premium. It's paid monthly. It's part of your monthly cost, right? It's your mortgage payment. And you'll most likely already know what that is because your lender has gone over it with you. So make sure you know that. Make sure you budget for that. Property maintenance fees. Got it. Now, no longer are you calling your landlord to fix things. Now you have the property maintenance fees for yourself, right? And property taxes. Those are also a part of your mortgage payment usually. So you've already kind of taken those into account. But one thing to think about is something called a supplemental tax bill. And it always comes in, 6 months or so after you've moved into the property. And it is a bill. Not always are the fees adjusted correctly. So you have to make up for that with with extra money, right? And the difference usually comes from, like, say you bought a house that last sold for $250,000. So that was the last time it was valued. But now you bought the house for $500,000. So there's a $250,000 difference there. And sometimes it takes a while for the taxes to get adjusted to the new $500,000 value of that property. Think about water, sewer, garbage costs, because now you have those costs too. You don't always see those in the rent, right? Sometimes it's already a part of the rent, but you don't know it. So now those are some extra fees on top of your mortgage payment. Be ready for those. Internet, house, and home insurance. Internet is always an extra fee. You're probably used to that, but home insurance is also a part of your mortgage payment, so that one's good too. Yearly and miscellaneous costs for budget. Let's think about annual property taxes. Those are usually a part of your mortgage payment, right? And then after the supplemental tax bill comes in, right, then your annual property taxes will be adjusted, which also means that your monthly mortgage could be adjusted. So it could go up. It most likely will go up based on the new property taxes. So be ready for that. It might go up a couple $100 a month. And then ongoing repairs. Be ready for repairs, right? You're responsible. It's your house. Make sure you're budgeting for those repairs, and they can happen at any time. It's important to understand costs of things like appliances, heating, leakages, those types of things. You want to be prepared for that. It's important to have good home insurance too, so that way some of those things, if it's a big project, it can be subsidized. And then special levies. If you're in an HOA, a lot of times they'll be voting on repairs and new investments for the community, and these can be very expensive, which can increase your HOA fees over the years. So make sure you go through the HOA docs and all of that, knowing ahead of time before you purchase the home, so you know when the last time the fees were adjusted, anything like that. And then here's a couple of things. Did you know that you can get down payment assistance to purchase a home? You still have to come up with some of the fees, pay the fees. But if you don't necessarily have down payment, but you have $10,000, $15,000, maybe even sometimes $5,000, you can still purchase a home by using the Cal FHA down payment assistance program. And then there's also Cal Plus HFA, which is zero out of pocket. So this will cover closing costs. This will cover down payment, anything for the house, except for fees, except for inspections. You will still need some of that for inspections, and you also need deposit money. So it still could be very little, right? This could be like $3,000 to purchase a home. You can do that. And then there's also home renovation loans. You can find a distressed property and receive extra funds to remodel the home. You got to get contractor bids, and there's some certain qualifications for it. But both FHA and conventional loan options, they offer the renovation loan. Be prepared for a little bit of a lengthy process on this, because you got to get contractor bids. It's a little bit harder to do. You got to get a little bit more reduction on price for the home as well. So it's going to take a lot of strategy, and it's going to take a lot of knowledge to implement this, but it is possible. Now, we've covered a lot. In this training, we went over a lot of information on the home buying process, included steps to purchase the home, common mistakes and pitfalls most home buyers make, and we covered a great deal on why most home buyers never achieve extraordinary results, because they're essentially doing the same thing as other home buyers and competing We cover special programs in place to get the absolute best deal possible as well, right? And here's the truth. This was only a small part of the entire home buying journey. We would be here for hours and hours if we broke down the entire process. There's so many more smaller and detailed pieces that are missing from Frank, just from this, but it would be too long of a presentation, and we've already been here long enough. To ensure that you get the best deal in the market, always find the right agent yourself. Look for an agent that's experienced, trustworthy, aware of market trends, responsive, attentive, treats you like you're their only client, right? Doesn't waste hours of your time. Don't waste your hours interviewing agents and looking for the right one when it might turn up down the road that, yeah, they were great when you first met them, but they don't actually know the market and things like that. So look for the one that's educating you, that's putting it out there, that's on top of their game. You can try to purchase the home yourself. However, it is recommended, especially for home buyers, to go with an agent because the process is complicated, it's emotional, and it doesn't cost you anything to have an agent by your side. And you can find the right one to educate you and make it to help you navigate the housing market, submit a legally sound offer, and avoid overpaying for a property. But most importantly, most agents just offer the exact same thing as all the other agents. This is what you want to avoid. Only do this if you're trying to get kind of average results, right? The same results as everybody else. But if you're looking for something different and you want to get the best deal and you want to have the strategies and the education to know what to do, then work with us, right? Join our VIP Home Buyers Success Academy. It's kind of one of the ways to guarantee results and success in this market because we're completely different. We offer more education, and only very few handful of home buyers actually know about this. We offer Dream Home Finder. We will send out mailers, cold call, door knock areas that you're looking in if we cannot find what you're looking for on the MLS. We have Contractor Certified Program. Our licensed contractors ensure mandatory repairs are made correctly by the seller, so there is no additional cost to you. No obligation certificate. For any reason, if you aren't satisfied working with us, you're able to walk away. No strings attached. Essential service program. If you are a police officer, firefighter, teacher, healthcare worker, or military veteran, you qualify for hundreds of savings through a free home appraisal. You can get that through us. Performance guarantee. We will make sure to call you at least one time a week to find a home that we agree upon in 1 month, or we will personally give you $1,000 of our commission. And that's my promise to you. We have exclusive listings. Get access to listings not found online, off-market listings, bank-owned foreclosure properties. And we have proprietary data. Get access to data of previous home sales in the area, things like that. And also the Home Buyer Success Academy training portal. Our biggest difference is that we operate our service like a program. We provide a course for clients to self-educate themselves on getting the best deal. Although this is optional, we find that clients get the absolute best deal when they are educated on the home buying process. Right? This way we can double team and crush the competition for the home you deserve. Why us? Well, we have access to the Home Buyer Success Academy. We will find the best home that fits your criteria and budget fast. You can forget about other agents taking advantage for a quick commission. That's not what we do. We're in it for you. You will feel relieved because we have handheld educational approach towards working with our clients. We developed our Home Buying Success Academy after having worked with many clients and taking inspiration from outside the industry. Many of our clients have used this program to start building their net worth and ultimately enjoy their dream home. We have a great network of resources available to you that will help you get the best deal on your next property purchase. And we will help you get access to programs mentioned in this training earlier, the remodel loan if you want, or down payment assistance, different things like that. We have those available to you. And we'll take you step by step to ensure that you have the best deal. And we practice what we repeat. We practice what we preach. We've all purchased our own properties. We have our own properties. We've sold our own properties. We've invested in properties. We practice what we preach, and we implement these same strategies within ourselves. Again, this is for a home buyer looking to find their dream home, a home buyer that has bad credit or little to no down payment. We can help you as well. If you're looking to build equity and your personal net worth, we're here to help you as well. We're also, if you're someone looking to buy for less than market value, and we can give you those strategies. That's what our strategies are here for. Buy a home in safe preferred neighborhood. Definitely giving you the education and strategies for that. Actively searching online, or if you have fear of overpaying or working with a dishonest agent, this is for you, right? If you search online but unable to find a home that fits your criteria and budget, or you've had a bad experience with an agent, this is for you. This is how you get past all of that and educate yourself and get the knowledge to be able to take on the market yourself and be able to find that agent that best fits you. If you're looking for full disclosure over every document all the time throughout the entire transaction, this is for you. Let's go back to some more examples. Manny and Maribel. They came to us after working with 2 agents. They were struggling to find what they wanted. They were not mixing well with the other agents because they weren't working with them correctly. They weren't educating them. They weren't helping with them. They came to us very confused and not knowing what to do. So we were able to work with them, and in 6 months, they were able to find a home in an area that they wanted for $35,000 under market value. Right. Ryan and Noel, they joined our program a few years ago, and they came from across the country, and they bought about 4 years ago, and they've already gained $250,000 in equity. But that was after they already, when they bought the home, they bought it for $44,000 under the market value. So they had already got $44,000, and then since they've bought, they've now increased their value because they bought in a very trending up neighborhood, and it gave them everything that they wanted, and they've already gained $250,000 in equity. OCL, he's gained $150,000 in equity, right? Same kind of thing. He was working with us for about 5 months, couldn't quite find exactly what he wanted. He knew that he wanted a new home, but he didn't know the right area, and he was kind of struggling with where to live and the right price point that he wanted. So we sat down with him, we got through it, figured out his goals. And, since he bought also about 3 years ago, he's gained about $150,000 in equity. Again, because he found a neighborhood in an area that was trending up, and he was able to purchase the home below market. And now these results are very special, and they happen all the time. And they can happen for you. So if you're interested and you want to get started with the process, you can just text us 916-259-8158, and you can get started, and we'll get you into the program, right? But wait, we can only take on 5 new clients per month to make sure you grab your spot, right? We want to be able to treat every client as if they're our only client, and so we can only offer so many spots, and able to do that. So make sure you grab your spot. This is your chance. And we'll give you an exclusive bonus. Because you've watched this video for this long and invested your time, we're going to do something special for you, right? We want to invest back in you for investing in us. For a limited time, we're going to offer you a VIP bonus package if you act now. You'll get access to the Home Buyer Success Academy online training portal, plus extra modules, exclusive possession day surprise home buyers gift basket, exclusive network access, and VIP referral program. Again, remember, we're offering to find your dream home. We have a contractor certified program. There's no obligation with us. We offer essential service program, right? Get you a free appraisal. We also have performance guarantee. So we're always going to back it if you have a problem or we're not sticking to it, but we end up finding a property. We'll give you $1,000 of commission as promised to you. Exclusive listings. We'll give you listings that aren't online. We have access to those from other agents before they hit the market. And then, of course, our training portal with our Home Buyers Success Academy. Plus, because you stuck with us, the VIP bonus package. Now, some of you may be asking, will this work if I have bad credit? Yes, we will need to evaluate your credit score and see the right options available for you, but it can work. And will this work if I have little to no down payment? Yes, it will work, right? We have those options where it's 3% down. We have those programs. We can give you those, but it's also going to require a little bit more information about your situation just to make sure we get the right deal and the right loan option for you, right? Are there any long-term contracts? We have a no obligation certificate. If for any reason you aren't satisfied working with us, you're able to walk away, no strings attached. Again, if you're ready to get started, book now. Spots fill up fast. So if you want to book, send us a text, 916-259-8158, and we'll book a call and we'll go through your needs and your wants and get you started in the program. So that's it for this. I appreciate your time. Thank you again for sticking with us and investing your time. And I hope you learned something. If you have some specific questions, right, that maybe didn't get answered in this, you can also text this number, 916-259-8158, and we will get those specific questions answered from you as well. So thank you for sticking with us, and I hope to see you in the academy.